Hi there, I'm Tammy.
Hi there, I'm Martine. Welcome to Sips for Change.
So, Martine, I've been thinking I would really love the opportunity to level up an event. And I'm talking about going all in on showcasing diverse talent, musicians, performers, artists from all different types of backgrounds and cultures. You following me?
All right, somewhat, I would say, but I'm still a bit wary. I love the idea, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around how we pull it off without making it feel forced or gimmicky. Like, we want it to feel authentic, not just like a check the box kind of thing.
I totally hear you. And that's exactly the point. We can't just throw in some diversity and call it a day. We need to weave it into the entire experience. It's about intentionality, bringing in performers who reflect true diversity of the community, who bring in their culture, their perspectives, and their stories to the table.
So it's not just about having a token act that checks off diversity for the sake of it. We're aiming to create a deeper, more meaningful connection. I get that. But how do we make sure customers, especially the traditional ones, understand the value of that? Some of them are still asking the same old string quartet or that tired DJ who plays Uptown Funk like it's still 2015.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started on Uptown Funk. I think it's all about the framing. I think that's key. We don't want to pitch it for diversity's sake. We want to pitch it as an experience, something that makes their event unique, right? Customers want their events to be memorable. They want to walk away saying, wow, I've never seen that before. Showcasing diverse talent does exactly that. It makes the event stand out in the sea of sameness. Plus, it aligns with values like inclusivity, innovation, trend setting. All buzzwords our customers love.
Okay, I see where you're going. It's not just about being woke, it's about giving people something they remember. But I'm still wondering, how do we find these performers? I'm not exactly swimming in contacts from every cultural background. My talent pool is limited.
So, fear not. The talent is out there. You just have to know where to look. There are so many platforms that specialize in connecting planners with diverse performers, from talent agencies that focus on underrepresented groups to local community organizations. You honestly will be surprised at how much you'll uncover with a little digging. In the US, the NALAC is the National Association of Latino Arts and Culture, where you can source some performers. We also have the Asian Americans Arts Alliance.
And I know of an agency in France called Créacho, who specialize in corporate entertainment with local artists. I've worked with them before and they're fantastic. However, it sounds like a lot of extra work to find all these experiences. So, you know how clients can be tight timelines, limited budgets, and the ever present fear of stepping out of the comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. It may take a little bit more extra at first, but it will pay off. Once you start building those connections with diverse talent, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for your future events. And the beauty of this approach is that you can work on it for any budget. You don't need to break the bank to bring in an incredible performer. Some of the best acts I've seen are from local upcoming artists that just need a platform to showcase their talent. And let's be honest, our customers love the idea of supporting something grassroots and local. So it's a win win.
Okay, but what about the customers who are still hesitant? The ones who are comfortable with the usual predictable entertainment lineup. How do we convince them that this is the way to go without scaring them off with something they think it's too out there?
I've been waiting for you to ask that question. So we sell it as an upgrade, not a risk. Obviously, there's always a risk with trying something new, but we want to emphasize incorporating the diverse talent that it's not about replacing what they love, but enhancing it. It's like, hey, do you like live music? Great. How about let's add a Cuban jazz trio instead of the usual smooth jazz playlist? It'll give the event a fresh, vibrant vibe. Or instead of the standard DJ, we bring in someone who specializes in world music and is known for blending different genres together. Suddenly, it's not just a reception, it's a party and it's an experience.
Okay, okay, okay. I see what you did there. Making them feel like they're upgrading to the VIP package. I like it. And I guess it's true that people remember events that felt a little different from the rest. Nobody ever walked away from a conference and said, "Wow, that was the best DJ for a reception I've ever heard."
Whoa. Now, hang on. As a diehard fan of EDM, I know there's extraordinary DJs out there, but you're right. Not everyone's exactly hiring Martin Garrix or Tiesto for their corporate receptions. People want to be surprised and they want to be moved. So if you have a huge budget, yeah, hire the name brand DJ. But we all know that's not everyone's cup of tea, right? Not everyone likes EDM, not everyone likes DJs. However, when you showcase diverse talent, you're not just filling time with entertainment, you're also telling stories. You're giving the audience a glimpse into cultural experiences they might not ever have been exposed to before. And that's powerful because people will appreciate that. And let's not forget, it really reflects really well on the client as well. It shows that they're progressive, they're forward thinking, and they're invested in DE&I, which is a major win for their brand.
Okay, you're convincing me here, and I'm sure the attendees love it too. I mean, I've been to so many events where it's the same old routine and you can see people zoning out. But if you give them something unexpected, something that actually resonates, they're going to engage. They'll be tweeting about it, sharing it on Instagram, telling their friends.
Exactly. Social media loves diverse talent, right? How often are we seeing the same old thing on reels every day? So imagine a gorgeous cultural performance, a stunning traditional dance, or even spoken word artists who is able to paint a picture of the social dynamics of the region through their words. That's the content that gets shared. People want to be part of something meaningful. And showcasing diverse talent gives them that. It creates those shareable, memorable moments that lasts beyond the event itself.
Plus, it's not just the performers that benefits. When you bring in diverse talent, it sets a tone for the whole event. It sends a message to the attendees, whether they're employees, clients, or stakeholders, that diversity and inclusion are priorities. It's one thing to say that your event values DI, but it's another to show it through the vendors you partner with.
Exactly. And that's where the real impact is, right? It's not about being performative. It's about embedding and weaving DE&I into the DNA of the event. When you're intentional about who you hire and who you showcase, you're building a culture of inclusion. And let's not forget, this matters to attendees and they can see it. They expect their events to reflect the world that they live in, which is inclusive and diverse and vibrant.
You're right. People are more conscious of this stuff now. They notice when an event feels inclusive or when it's just paying lip service to diversity. And honestly, it could be a missed opportunity if we don't take this seriously. The world is changing and events need to change with it.
Yes, preach. We're in a position we can actually make a difference, right? The whole point of events is to bring people together and to build shared memories. So event planners actually really have a big influence on an attendee's experience. By making diversity in entertainment a priority, we're helping normalizing it. We're saying that different voices, different stories, and different talents deserve a spot in the limelight. And believe it or not, once you start bringing in these performances and these acts, you and your guests will have so much fun that you don't even want to think about doing it any other way.
I'm starting to believe that, but tell me, what's one of your favorite cultural experiences you've booked at one of your events or one that you've attended?
That's an easy one. I went to the Cater Source, the special events conference in Miami in 2021, and they did exactly that. Because this event is for event planners and caterers and wedding planners, at their welcome party, what they did was that they showcased 10 to 15 different performers, bands, musicians. They had all different types of caterers with different cuisines. And most of it was local to Miami because we all know that Miami is a big melting pot of cultures. So all of the evening events had various showcases into those cultures. As an example, the caterers had food from various cuisines, like Peruvian to Cuban to Italian. The whole experience was just amazing. On the second night, they even had Latin dance instructors on the dance floor teaching salsa and bachata to their attendees. It's probably the best event I've ever attended in the events industry so far because they were so energetic and the crowd was wild. And I mean, like, people were dancing until 1 o'clock in the morning. And as you progress throughout the week during the conference, I heard a lot of people talking about wanting to book some of those performers for their own events. So it was not only entertaining, but also a way to create awareness and showcasing talent, but it was also for the event planners to be able to source talent as well.
That sounds amazing. Imagine the team debriefing of the event. So, what were the key takeaways? Well, we all learned how to dance reggaeton. Seriously though, that's the kind of stuff that leaves a lasting impression, I think. People aren't just remembering the event, they're reminiscing about the fun they had.
Exactly. It becomes part of their story. And that's what we want. We want events to spark joy and connection, and we want them to have the opportunity to learn people's experiences and stories. What what was great at the event was that throughout the event, consecutive days, you can see the performers also mingling with the attendees, and you got to talk to them about their stories and their music and how they got started in the industry and learn about their culture. It was so authentic and so heartfelt, and I love the blend of that, what they did at that event.
And that's a huge part of it, isn't it? When talent engage with the audience, it creates a two-way connection. It's not just about performing, it's about sharing and learning from each other.
Yes, it's also a chance to educate your attendees. For instance, I've seen a lot of cultural performances that incorporate storytelling elements as well. It's not just about the rhythm and movement of dance, it's about sharing history and significance behind it too. And that adds depth and meaning.
Hmm. So, what's been one of the most surprising reactions you've seen from attendees during a cultural performance?
Oh my gosh. So I sat in on a capoeira competition once, and you should see the astonishment on the attendees' faces when they do their flips and kicks. It's such a fascinating performance to watch because it's a mixture of dance and acrobatics and as well as martial arts. It's so cool to see.
That sounds amazing. And for those who don't know, capoeira is a form of Brazilian dance and it was actually developed by enslaved Africans in Brazil. Back then, it wasn't so much done for entertainment, but a form of self expression and demonstration of resistance. And now you'll be able to find people embracing capoeira all over the world. These performances are so intertwined with history, and I love how it makes people rethink what they expect from event entertainment. Instead of the usual, oh, it's just another performance, they can actually engage and learn something.
Right? How many times have you gone to a reception, they have a great band, but no one's paying attention to the band because everyone's talking? And that's not what we want. What we want is an event that sparks curiosity and conversation. Plus, think about it. When you expose attendees to diverse talent, it expands their horizons. They may discover new art, new forms of music and dance styles they've never encountered before. And it builds empathy too. When people see and hear stories from different perspectives, it humanizes the experience. It breaks down barriers and encourages more understanding across people of different cultures.
Exactly. And it's all about representation too. When people see performers who look like them or come from backgrounds similar to theirs, it sends a powerful message: you belong here. It shows that we value their voices and stories, which makes a huge difference.
Well, I've never realized how multifaceted this is. I mean, if you think about this, it's not just about bringing in great performances and great acts, but it's actually so much deeper than that, right? It's about creating an inclusive space where everyone feels valued.
Yes. And it's all interconnected, as we said. So, when we bring diverse talent to the forefront, it influences everything from event marketing to audience engagement. Think about it. People are more likely to attend and enjoy an event where they see themselves represented.
That's true. It's all about the audience experience. If we want to attract a diverse crowd, we want to make sure that our vendors and our entertainment reflects diversity. Plus, if performers resonate with the audience, it's going to lead to better engagement.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the business side of things. Events that showcase diverse talent can attract sponsorships and partnerships from organizations that prioritize DEI. It opens doors to new opportunities.
So it's not just being socially responsible, it's actually a smart business move, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a win win. Companies want to be associated with events that align with their values. Plus, diverse events can lead to higher attendance and engagement, which means more revenue.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. So, what's next for us? How do we take this passion for showcasing diverse talent and actually put it into action for an upcoming event?
First things first, we need to start by outlining clear goals and objectives of the event. Then, from there, we focus on brainstorming about our entertainment lineup. We should create a list of diverse talent that fits our event theme and goals. Let's make it a priority to reach out to those platforms and local artists.
And we should also consider integrating different performance styles throughout the event. Maybe we can include a variety of acts that reflect different cultures. So, like music from a different culture, dance from a different one, spoken word, and maybe even a visual artist doing some live paintings.
I love that idea. A multifaceted experience that keeps attendees engaged and intrigued. We can weave in storytelling elements too. Maybe a short segment where performers share a bit of about their backgrounds and the significance of their art.
Yes. And again, we have the opportunity to not only entertain, but again, educate. We can create opportunities for attendees to interact with artists, such as maybe doing a Q&A or a meet and greet. Let's be sure to promote the event with the focus on diverse talent that we're featuring. And it helps highlight their stories and making sure including them in the marketing material so people know what makes this event so special.
Okay, I'm sold. I can already envision the energy in the room, the excitement on people's faces as they experience something truly unique.
Me too. Creating this trend will allow events to become a celebration of culture and creativity and community. And it has the ability to show everyone that D&I isn't just a series of buzzwords. It's a movement that I can actually change how we experience events.
Oh, yeah, cheers to that. To showcasing diverse talent, creating unforgettable experiences, and transforming the event industry one performance at a time.
Cheers! We hope this episode inspired you all to make some magic at your events and think outside of the box when it comes to entertainment.
Don't forget to like, share this video if you enjoyed it, and we look forward to sipping with you again soon.